Hello everyone, my name is Mrs Emmanuel. Real talk with data, you know that, and you're always welcome. The last episode was where I talked about the things you shouldn't do when pressured to marry. This episode is another wonderful episode, and I want to give you a hint. So, marriage rejection could either be for someone who is in the marriage and has been rejected, or a wife who's been rejected, or someone that was supposed to get married and then the partner just go AWOL, or just freezes, and then doesn't show up, or you can probably break up a day or two before the yes I do, or whatever. All these things are possible marriage rejection. The truth is, it has happened. Like I said, we have to move on, right? So moving on today's episode, I'll be discussing how you're going to be able to navigate through marriage rejections, especially as an adult. And because the pressure is real, as you get older, you believe that the clock is ticking and you forget that the time and seasons are in God's hand. When you're in your 20s and you don't really, most of the time when you're in your 20s, you don't really think about, getting married and stuff like that. Even sometimes they'll be like, Abby, calm down. But then some people actually put themselves under pressure, even when they're in their 20s, right? But it's not it's not so loud, especially people won't even put you under pressure. But when you start getting older, then you start having that kind of pressure. Then imagine someone with that kind of pressure now getting rejected, right? So these are the things that we want to talk about. So for someone like me, I wanted to get married at, maybe in my 20s and stuff like that. But it didn't happen, right? But then I didn't put myself under unnecessary pressure. As much as I wanted it, I was not putting myself under pressure. And I understood that I have to stay in my place of purpose, which is why I'm saying that every time there's a marriage rejection, or either in your past or in your present, just take it as it's one of those things, and then you move on. I know you're saying, is it easy to move on? The reality is you have to move on. And when I say move on, it's not so much as to say that I'm saying, okay, you don't have blood running in your veins and so you just move on and you're like, it's not easy. What's he saying? No, I'm saying, first of all, you should accept the fact of what has happened. When you accept the fact of what the reality, then it's easier for you to move on. It's easier for you to be able to say that, okay, this has happened. What is next? The bad part of, I wouldn't say bad part, it's just like a part that unknowingly we do, is that most times we live in denial of some things that has happened. And when we live in denial, it prolongs the emotions. It prolongs how we're going to process something. Someone has been rejected. Someone has rejected you or whatever. One's man's mate is another man's poison. Is that what they said? So it means that for you or for the guy or for the lady, there's somebody that would definitely come and cherish you. So someone's princess is another person's something else, right? But you know fully well that, okay, this has happened and I need to move on. You have to be the best version of yourself, because nobody can be the best version of you. You have to understand that it's not their loss. It's not your loss. Whoever has rejected you, it's their loss. But please be a good person. You know whether you're a good person or not, and you know what it means to be true to yourself. So if you're true to yourself, you know that I'm a good person. You don't need anybody to validate and say that, okay, yeah, you're a good person or you're a bad person. You know yourself, and so you can validate your actions. You know when we are good, and we know when we are kind. We know when we are approachable. We know when we are not. We know when we are the ones that have been nagging. So you need to take a first step back. The reality is there has been a rejection. Okay, nice. What could I have done better? Or maybe what did I do? Or did I do my best? If you have been able to highlight those things, because the first thing you need to do is stop denying. Like, don't live in denial. Then move on to say that, have I done my best? Have I given this relationship my best? If I have given this relationship my best, then there is nothing else I could have done. Then you'll be able to move on and say, okay, I have done my best. And then you would let it go. Next thing is that you have to be able to talk about your emotions. Emotions at this time will be running up and down, but you need to look out for yourself first. Look out for yourself, and then when you look out for yourself, you would be able to understand that I love myself. Accept what has happened. Someone says something about the amount of no's you receive before a yes. So if that is what it is, then it is what it is. Okay, it is what it is. I'm saying again, love yourself. You need to also empathize with yourself. Empathize by knowing that loving yourself is key. Some things are just not worth stressing over, and you know some things are just not worth killing yourself over, because for every time that you are hurt, you're really drowning your health. And it's only somebody that is whole that will definitely meet another person that is whole. You must also learn that rejection is only a matter of time. Someone else is going to come and the person will appreciate you. Okay, this is where I stop today. If you need to know more, stay tuned. If there's anything that is bothering you, you need some answers to some questions, just send in the questions and then we can always talk about it. You never really know who's hurting at any point in time, but be your brother's keeper. And if you're the one hurting, love yourself first. Rejection, it will come and go. Things are not as bad as they first appear. My husband's word. So please, love yourself. I'm just here, minding my father's business. Bye for now.